The CC is about to explain what the security is. A new move could make a huge amount of money, and is Ripple ready to fight banks that put a lot of money into TradeFi? Ripple says that, hi there pretty people. Hello coins alert. The week is over. Today is a new day. It's a new start. The Bitcoin market will also be talked about. We are going to talk about our XRP. Bitcoin is what we'll talk about. That's all I ask of you. Oh, wait, it's Monday morning. First, let me tell you once a week that investing in crypto is risky. You could lose all of your money in a rug pull bankruptcy, a wallet hack, a smart contract hack, or just a schlit coin going to zero. Don't risk more money than you can afford to lose. There is a lot of change in the crypto market. Once more, you can make a lot of money or lose. You can make a lot of money or lose a lot of money. So please be careful out there. Okay, good. Okay, all I ask is that you smile at me so I can spread good vibes. Hit that like button hard. Yes, XRP is now worth more than $3. We need at least 3,333 likes on this movie in order for it to follow the rules of that world. I'm not in charge of the rules. Decide B. It's not me. As I said, XRP is back above $3 after going down a few days ago. It jumped off the support level like clockwork. You would have made about 10% on that move if you had bought that dip in the morning. In general, the crypto market is feeling a little more greenish. I'm getting a tan from all the green, but jokes aside, the market is taking a break from selling and we're now seeing a little more positive feelings in the crypto market. We talk about the underground fear. As an example, we went from 53 to 64 last night. This was right after Bitcoin jumped from 112 to 114, which was its previous high. That, took some of the load off of fear. And I think what's really going on right now is some buying of the dip, but shorts aren't getting squeezed yet. This is just my opinion, not financial advice, but this is what I think is happening again. Do your research before you decide to buy. Because I don't know what might happen every day. I will never tell you to buy the seller to hold. What Trump is going to say, what the numbers will show, and what will happen in world politics. That is very, very important to keep in mind. On the other hand, if we only look at data, which we didn't have, we see that everything in the last 24 hours has been mostly red, right? That means there are more short sales than long sales, but not huge amounts like we saw when the market was going down. That tells me a few things. The fact that most shorts started shorting at higher levels for the aliquid market for XRP, maybe at these levels here, means that they are still very much up on their positions. This means that even though there was a bounce back there, they aren't closing their positions or getting liquidated just yet. What this could mean is that they are buying the tip right now. It's possible. On the other hand, we saw that when XRP dropped about 6% to 7%, a lot of it, we saw a lot of longs getting sold. XRP went through a short sale of about 7 million units. That really did happen. Short-term loans. It's not a short squeeze yet, though, okay? That might happen after we get better, but I don't know. We'll see. Things are going to get very, very interesting. We're seeing that there's an 89% chance of a rate cut in September as time goes on and more market data comes out. We went from about I was around 40%, 30% to 60%, and now we're at 89%. Based on the most recent job numbers, there is a chance that the interest rate will be lowered in September. This is about 6 months and 6 weeks before the next meeting, since there is no meeting in August. And we might still have time until then, but as I've already said, the odds of certain rate cuts are usually very close to being correct. I can't think of a time when it was off. More and more, it looks like the first rate cut since before the election is soon to come. Something that might be good for the market is that. Still, it's only 6 weeks away. It's been 6 weeks. XRP was, 191 6 weeks ago. It's now 3. Things move and change, and 6 weeks is a long time, right? 57%. The next 6 weeks will tell us what will happen. You can go to sleep one night and wake up the next morning to find your life turned upside down. It's something we do every day on this channel. It's the way it is. Remember that if I message you on social media, I will never ask you to do something or send me money. They are con artists. Be very careful. You can't find me on Facebook, Instagram, or TikTok. They are con artists. Have an old Twitter account that's tied to this page. Be careful because there are also con artists there. Also, that's not me in the comments. It's not me if it says contact me or something similar, or if it has a lot of crosses and my name on it. There is always a dark circle around my name. The same goes for other authors as well. Be careful out there. A lot of you are not subscribed to the channel even though you keep coming back for more XRP and crypto info. Now is the right time to do it. In fact, something interesting. There's a slight change happening here. For some reason, more women are interested in crypto than men. I'm not sure if it's my good looks or my bad jokes. I'm not sure. But there has been a big change in the distribution between men and women, which is interesting because the channel is generally very dominant, with about 90% of the votes. And we saw a change. It's now about a 5% rise. Thanks for that. More importantly, it's important for smart investors to get into the markets. Men have their good points, but women can do things that men can't, and research has shown that women are often better investors than men. And that's going up, which is interesting. Also, more women are interested, which is also interesting. This is something I need to tell my wife. What will she say? You're already too full of yourself because the juice is too high in your head. Anyway, let's get back to the show. If we look at this daily chart, you can see that the stochastic RSI is slowly rising again after hitting an all-time low, right? It's pretty much zero. There is a little bit of a pickup on the stochastic RSI, and it's being seen across the whole market. Again, it will be interesting to see if we get better, because this form is very strange. You could say that there is a parallel, like a route right here, that you could use as an example. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Once more, I'm not sure how it will work, but it sounds interesting. This weekend, there was no CME gap that opened up for Bitcoin. Now that there is no longer a CME gap to close, it will be interesting to see how that goes. There was a hole that was filled. Is the market free? Or do the past gaps at 104 or 92 hold the market in place? Or can we get back on track from here? Yes, that's really cool. We'll see. We'll see how things go. A study from Ripple says that between 2020-24, 345 deals worth more than $100 million were led by JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Japan's SBI Group. As for us, this only goes through 2024. We'll talk about what the SEC is doing and how they are changing now that we've reached them. And we've talked a lot about Trump lately, but I think how much money could come in if it was truly untouchable, right? You can trade Fi and invest in blockchain. The money was already coming in at $100 million. How much money are you going to get now? Yes, we've seen the change at JP Morgan. Of course, SPY is paired with Ripple in Japan, but here's a lot of money that could come in from JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, and Citibank. We have also seen how JP Morgan has changed. Things are going to get very, very interesting. People are being lied to a lot. And the fact that the contract limit was raised to 250,000 could bring both good and bad things, right? We'll see how that might turn out, but this could be a lot of money coming in. I also found it interesting that even though Bitcoin went down a little, most of the sellers were short-term holders and people with leverage situations. Long-term holders didn't really make a move, right? So this makes sense. I don't think someone who has held Bitcoin for a long time would sell it at 114 or 110 right now.